Hey gang, you asked for it, you got it. Figured out last night how to do the screen recording. Actually figured it out back in December, then got sick. So just now revisiting that. So what I'm gonna do is show you on the screen how I get some of the sounds and whatnot, just a kind of an intro. And then I'm gonna do specific videos on like toms and kick drum and snare and EQ and reverb and plugins and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's get going. First off, the equipment. I'm going to just do a quick rundown again. I know I did in that Masterworks tour, the more thorough thing, but just to remind y'all what I got, and I'll put a link into that video as well so you can check it out. But the basics, let me show you what's what. So the first equipment thing, besides Maverick, we got the drum kit, Pearl Masterworks 2014. Microphones, Audix, D2s on the toms, including the left tom over there, D4s down here on the floors, D6 up here in the kick drum as well, or gong drum as well in the kick drums, and I5 on the top of the snare, and an F15 on the bottom of the snare, right down there. On the hi-hat is the ADX51. The lollipop overheads, I forget what they're called, something 25As, but they're the ones that are like a 1-inch diaphragm, and they're facing not the ceiling anymore, they're facing the drum kit. So there you go. Maverick, quiet over there. So got the GoPros, there's the overhead, there is the left one, I call that one the Quake Cam, and then the one over the gong drum. Got the lights. Shout out to Tony Rock Studio for hooking me up with the info on those. Those are the near 660s. I got 2 of those now, so it looks better. Arcade, extra snares, all that stuff. But anyway, this is the basic equipment that we're going to be using. Oh, and over here I got the iPad mini, got from my friend Brian, and also I'll go into more depth on this, but again, the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. This is what all 4 of the cameras, including the foot cam down there, the QN2 by Zoom, are all plugged into right here, and they're all recording simultaneously to SSD, 500 gig in this case, and it also produces a project file for DaVinci Resolve, which is the software I use to do all the videos now. So that's pretty much the rundown, quick rundown. So now what I'm going to do is Camera Eye is by Rush Moving Pictures is the next cover I'm going to do and tutorial. So I'm going to use the examples from that, which I have not recorded yet. About to just do that as well. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll screen record different things. Just again, it's going to be intro, but like the kick drum and without effects, so you can hear the raw sound, like how what the mics are actually hearing without anything processed. Same with some of the toms. So I figured that'd be kind of a fun way to do it. And it's also going to give me the chance to use my Revelator microphone over here. This is I'm gonna be talking into, and this is also what allows me somehow, I forget, how to record into the screen software. So, oh, and the other equipment is the Studio Live 32S mixing board. This is what all the channels are plugged into. They're all snaked. They're all plugged into the snake down here. That's a, I think, 24 channel. I've got 19 of them used. So that's that. So, oh, and the computer down there is it's the Mac M1 Mini with a 16 gig. So that's pretty much it. KRKs, 55-inch curved, just a TV that I ended up putting on stand because it works good and I'm blind. So anyway, let me do Camera Eye, and then I will come back and do the screen record and show what's what. Okay, so now I am at the mixer board, the Studio Live 32S, and I've got Studio One Pro version 5 point whatever it is up here. And just to kind of show you, this is when I do a drum cover or a song for somebody or do my own, solo type thing or whatever that I post on YouTube, the tutorials, whatever, everything records in here. So little explanation of how I have everything set up. If you follow the cursor over here, the first thing in order I've got is the click. So if I'm doing a session, I've got a click going. Usually, not all the time, but usually I do. The song I'm actually playing to, in this case, the Camera Eye, because I just did do that cover I mentioned in the intro. And then the way I've coordinated everything is all color coordinated. So what works for me is I've got the kick drums are red, snare, top and bottom mics are orange, cymbals and, basically overhead and room mics, they're all yellow. All the toms are green. Bigger they get, the darker they get. And blue is the floors and the gong drum is the purple. So on the kicks, the inner mic is the D6, Audix D6, and it's on a Kelly shoe system. Both of them, the left and the right kick, are both mounted that way, a little bit off center, pointing a little bit off center from where the beater hits. So, and halfway through the kick. The outer mic is a Lewitt 240. That's about probably, I can take my 3 fingers and between the head and the mic, and that's about how far that is. So it picks up the low end, and then down here you can see I can, add as much or as little of that as I want to get a certain sound. Snare drum, I've got, regular mic. I play it in the marching section at the beginning of Camera Eye, but I've also got the bottom mic, and same thing. I can blend that however much, crispiness or not crispiness that I want for it. Just let you hear a little bit of the snare intro here. This is without any effects. So this is basically what the mic is hearing. I'm going to solo the snare, not a snare solo, but I'm going to solo it so you can hear it only, the top and bottom mics. So this is what it's hearing. And I'll let you hear a little bit of the song just for reference. So that's just the mics, no effects. If I want to add more bottom end, crispiness, less. So that's kind of stuff I can do with that. And that same thing with the effects on it. Keep going. Back off. So that's that, and then I'll fast forward a little bit to, let's see what this is. Let me unsolo those. Here's the full kit with no effects. Okay, so if you want to hear what the kick drum sounds like by itself, the inside mic is this. I think I got a little cable vibration. I'm looking at the hole, and I think my little thing that stops it from doing that came off. A little bit of a slap on that. So the outer mic, let's hear that only. That's this, again with no effects. It's picking up a lot of other stuff. They're both together. So yeah, I don't have that gated. I think I do have an expander on it, which is a gentler way to kind of gate. I don't have a definition for it. I had to YouTube it and still don't quite understand. I just know it's not as harsh as a gate can be. So, but that's the sound of the kick mics. So actually, and same thing with the effects on it. Without. So that's that. Go to the overheads just to let you hear what they sound like. And I'll take the kick mics back off. So this is just the overheads playing that same little section. Let me back up a little bit. Face in the right direction. Never gonna lose that down. From there, I can add, a little bit of kick, because you could do a mix just with kick, snare, and overheads. That's how they used to do stuff a long time ago. So here's that. As you can see in what's yellow, that's just kick, snare, overheads. Here comes a tom fill, a little one. So it picks it up good. So those same tom fills at the beginning, here they are through the overheads and, the kick and snare picking them up. So yeah, you can do a lot with just that. So it depends on what you're working with. Obviously, I have everything on about all the time, but it's nice to know, you know, if someone wanted that, I've got all the mics tuned in nicely where I could send them that. So here's another fun thing to mess with. I'm going to turn these off for a minute, but this is the room mics that are out front. They're, if you ever watched some of the video from the Gong drum side, this is, if you see the Steve Gadd poster against the wall, these are the ones that are right in front of that. So they're probably 10 or 12 feet in front of the kit. So here's what they sound like, those same tom fills without any effects. So this is just the room mic. So what's cool is I can mix that together, which is what I do. I'll throw these effects on it. I'll just turn them all back on. And again, they're soloed, so what's coming through in the mix is this. That's this Novatron by Cush Audio. This is a really good one for, especially for room mics. And then I also have the 9000 by SSL, actually it's by Plug-in Alliance. And that's just kind of EQ and stuff and all that. But here's, again, I'm just doing an intro. This is just kind of stuff you can screw around with to blend it all together. Anyway, here's drums only, messing with the room mics. They're off right here. Bring it back down, and you can hear kind of that big room sound goes away. And if you notice over here, the snare reverb and the room reverb, I don't have anything what I was just playing you. So I'll boost those a little bit, because especially the intro in the beginning, I've got the reverb on there, and the room reverb, that's basically what's going to it, is the kick drums and the toms and the gong drum. So don't have any high-end stuff, any cymbals or anything in there. And again, I got the snare separate, so that way, you know, I can pick how much I want of each one. Again, we're kind of intro 101 here, but let me turn that intro back on, go back here again, and now just listen what happens when I do screw around with just the snare reverb. Then the room reverb. Let's go crazy here. I'll do it on the fills. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the fills at the end, or the second section, because I love that one. And I started, oh man, this is bringing back memories from 40 years ago. Okay, so those fills where he does this section again. Okay, so here it is with a lot of room reverb on that. Big sound. And that's without the room mics, so let's put them back on. Yeah, boost on them. Play the same thing again. Yeah, I dig that. Again, I'll get into the individual, you know, how I EQ kicks and snares and toms and all that stuff on a different videos, but just to show you a quick thing, again, this is the Plug-in Alliance SSL 9000, and this is the kick drum. So what I've got is the high and low pass filters on the top. I don't even have a high pass one on this. Got no compression on it. I do have the expander versus a gate. That was a gate, now it's an expander. And then this is all the EQ in this section. So I got the low frequency stuff, and basically I'm boosting on the kick drum 50 at 6.5 dB, and I'm cutting, it's around 270, that frequency. So I'll pull that back up. I'm gonna do just a quick example. We're gonna do the kick drum right now. So let me get this groove. Let's go this section. Okay, so let me solo the kick only. That's the inside kick mic, so that's this. Turn the effects off. I'm gonna turn just this on. Oh, that cable's driving me nuts. So the 270, if I boost it back up, you can hear what it does. It's adding that much to 70. Now I'm taking it back down to 12.5 or so. And I could cut other areas. So you kind of get an idea what it's doing. Up here, I've got 4K boosted, 4.5 dB. Again, what that does, I'll boost it higher. Gets really ticky sounding. Take it way down. But just to give you an idea what's going on. Okay, so just to kind of close this out, again, this is just a short example of what I do and how I've got stuff set. I mean, all these things are templates that I've got. Usually it's the last thing that worked good for me that I really liked is what I've got this all saved as. I do got a few specific things. If someone wanted something, then I can just pull that back up, certain type thing. But I like it because it's ready to go anytime. So that's pretty much it. If you got questions, comments, post them below, and I will do some more of these. Like I said, I'll get in more depth on the toms, especially since I do get a lot of questions on them. But anyway, that's kind of a little look into my world with this kind of stuff. Thanks for watching. Check you later.